Western's story begins like most credit union stories began, with the members. In the early stages of the country's financial system, banks were only accessible to the upper class. People began joining forces to create their own financial institution. Credit unions were started by people for people. They were established to ensure affordable financial services for everyone. Like its earlier predecessors, Western Air Federal Credit Union was established in the late 1940s by airline employees to offer a better and more affordable banking option to other airline employees. Banking was much more simple then. Members came to the credit union in person to do their banking. And over the next couple decades, there wasn't a lot of innovation taking place in banking. Even when ATMs were introduced in the 60s, they required teller interaction. The great S&L crisis of the 1980s, the likes of which had not been seen since the Great Depression, resulted in 10% of all banks and 25% of all S&Ls failing, and over $40 billion in losses that had to be bailed out by taxpayers. The redefined regulatory landscape gave credit unions more opportunities to serve people on a level playing field with banks, offering more products and services than ever before. At this same time, technological advancements like the personal computer were setting the stage for on-demand, on-the-go solutions. The financial industry followed suit by introducing 24-hour automated telephone banking. Like everything else, banking was conforming to their consumers' schedule, rather than the other way around. We also saw some airline mergers in the 80s. Western Airlines merged with Delta Airlines. The Delta Airlines name remained, and the Western Airlines brand disappeared. In response, Western Air Federal Credit Union dropped the Air from their name, so they could more successfully open their field of membership to include other companies throughout the country. Also in the 80s, Western began expanding their branching network with a new branch in Salt Lake City, Utah at the airport, a branch in Fairfax County, Virginia, a location at See's Candies in Los Angeles, California, and a branch in Camarillo, California. Nationwide access started to take shape. In the 1990s, another new branch was added in San Bruno, California, to better serve the expanding member base and companies in the field of membership. At the end of the 90s, the usage of the internet changed the banking industry forever. With revolutionary home banking, people had the flexibility to bank at home instead of having to go to a branch. Banking came to them. The late 1990s marked a turning point in credit union history. Feeling threatened by the growing success of credit unions, the American Banking Association was trying to prevent credit unions from offering services to multiple companies, potentially resulting in a significant setback. Credit union members from all over the country rallied to make their voices heard, and 6,000 credit union supporters filled the streets of Capitol Hill to support the Membership Access Act, H.R. 1151. The voice of the people was indeed heard and resulted in President Clinton passing the act in 1998, forever redefining the future of credit unions in America. This decision marked a key moment for Western's continued expansion as they added new companies, setting the stage for future growth. In 2003, TRW Systems Federal Credit Union and Western joined together, resulting in the largest credit union merger of equal size, and adding Northrop Grumman Corporation as a large corporate sponsor. Now unified, the much larger and stronger organization created a competitive edge in the industry, enabling more products and services across the nation to members. The new Western Federal Credit Union had over 120,000 members and over $1 billion in total assets. And branch expansion continued across the U.S., with additional branches added in Fairfax, Virginia, and along the Southern California coast. We also entered Arkansas, Colorado, Arizona, and Texas, merged with Robert F. Kennedy Federal Credit Union, added Orange County, California Key Point Credit Union members, and an additional branch in Irvine, California. Western was always committed to giving back to our local communities. Now, as a top 100 credit union, we were in a position to make significant strides in fundraising and charitable endeavors. This was never more evident than in 2005, when Katrina devastated the Gulf Coast. Western gave over $60,000 to the American Red Cross relief effort and provided a devastated Mississippi credit union with cell phones to restore their operations. Always striving to meet the needs of members, Western builds their hours around member needs. In 2006, Western expanded branch days of operation to include Saturdays. Soon following were extended contact center hours to 7 days a week, a new online chat, and dedicated Spanish-speaking staff and bilingual ATMs. Accessibility for our members continued to be important. So, over the next couple of years, we also opened additional branches in California and Arkansas, and opened a second contact center in Bentonville, Arkansas, and more new companies were added. As we set our sights for new growth opportunities, members remained the top priority, striving to give them more accessibility, products, and services. In 2007, when Toyota Federal Credit Union joined the Western family, we added 19,000 new members and new branch locations in California and Texas. This also gave us a presence for new and existing members in Indiana, Kentucky, and Michigan. The mortgage crisis of 2008 was a difficult time for the country. But luckily, our multi-state, multi-sponsor credit union model helped keep business afloat and ensured the credit union remained stable and secure for our members. Not only did we sustain business, but we also continued to expand our branching network and add new members to the credit union with the mergers of International Rectifier and Channel Islands Federal Credit Unions. These partnerships gave us branches in Temecula, California, and a much stronger presence in Ventura County. As online banking starts moving to our phones and tablets around 2010, new mobile apps allowed people to bank anytime, anywhere. Western was an early credit union adopter of mobile banking to ensure a competitive advantage for our members. But even with all the new online mobile options available, people still wanted and needed physical bank branches. As such, Western continued our vision of physical expansion to provide nationwide access of branches to members. Over the next few years, Western added quite a few new branches and welcomed multiple merger partners from coast to coast. Between 2010 and 2014, we not only added new companies, such as First American, we also added Oakland Municipal Credit Union, which provided 2 new branches in Oakland, California. Then, we welcomed California Pacific and CD Federal Credit Union members and teams into our family, and added 2 new branches in Concord and opened an additional one in Brentwood, California. We also acquired a branch in Fremont, California, welcoming a group of members from Alliance Credit Union into our membership at the same time. McKee Credit Union members and team also joined us, taking us to Tennessee and adding to our Virginia branching network. During much of the same time frame, we ventured further into the South with Toyota on-site branches in Huntsville, Alabama, Blue Springs, Mississippi, and Buffalo, West Virginia. As we continued expanding access by opening additional branches to help our growing membership in Arkansas, Virginia, and Ventura, California. By 2014, we had grown to $2 billion in total assets, and member participation in the credit union was good, resulting in $13 million in net income. As a not-for-profit member-owned cooperative, we chose to give some of this back to our members, resulting in a $3 million give back to our members, our 3 million thanks. To finish the year, we opened a branch in Frisco, Texas, to support Toyota's national headquarters relocation to the area. 2015 brought a branch in Lakewood, California. Our new CEO, Gordon Howe, who was appointed in 2015, is committed to connecting members to their credit union, so 2016 is lining up to be a great year.